And it's time for Forward Live. And this is the live stream, the podcast, wherever you want to call it, where we talk about real solutions to real shit that real people go through to get, real results, ROI on your life. So give me a minute. I'm gonna share this real quick. And then I will get started. So, today I want to talk about limiting beliefs and thoughts, or limiting thoughts and beliefs, because I think that one of the things that most of us deal with is we come up with a sense of what we cannot do, right? And when we go into the realm of what we think we can't, we usually that usually turns out to be correct, right? There's an old saying, and I think it was Henry Ford that said this, but he said, "If you think you can, you might. If you think you can't, you're right." Right? So what we want to do is we want to deal with limiting thoughts and beliefs, and in such a way that basically you learn to limit your limitations. Okay? So the first thing I want to talk about is understanding, recognizing these limiting beliefs. The first thing you have to do is you have to actually recognize the limiting belief or thought. If you don't recognize that it's there, you can't fix it. The first step to remediation, the first step to healing is recognizing that there is a problem. So, what you want to do is you want to pay attention to your inner dialogue. What are you saying to yourself? Are you saying good things, positive things, edifying things, affirming things? What are you saying to yourself? What is the conversation that you're having with yourself? Then the second thing is that when you realize that there is a negative thought there, you have to. One of the things that I like to do is I like to write them down. I like to write them down and say, okay, what are these actual limitations, or are these just existing in my mind? Because understand this, that you do have limitations. For example, I can't dunk a basketball anymore, but I could still get out and shoot jumpers, right? And I'm not going to go out there and play with the 20 somethings or even the 30 somethings anymore. I would just get my ass kicked. So I understand that I have limitations, but I'm not allowing those limiting thoughts to creep in. Basically, just because I can't play basketball the way I used to doesn't mean that I can't effectively do coaching, teaching, or training, right? So you have to recognize when you have these self-critical or negative thoughts, right? The second thing is you want to challenge every negative thought. And once you've identified it, you have to challenge yourself. You have to ask yourself if the thought is based on evidence or assumptions. You want to consider alternative perspectives or explanations. You want to look for counterexamples that prove the thought wrong, right? And evaluate the impact of these thoughts on your life and well-being. You have to take time to challenge these thoughts. Understand this, that what you allow basically will kind of overtake you, right? So you don't want to let the negative thoughts or beliefs overtake you. The third thing that you want to do is you want to engage in positive affirmations. You want to tell yourself, instead of saying I'm not good enough, replace that with I'm capable and I have the skills to succeed, right? Change your inner conversation. Change your inner conversation, it'll change your outer conversation, because one of the things that'll happen is that the words that you speak to yourself are the words that you're most likely to speak to others. Okay? So you want to make sure that you're engaging in positive affirmations, right? The next thing, visualization. Use visualization to see yourself overcoming the challenges and achieving your goals, right? You want to create a mental image of your success and just immerse yourself, surround yourself in that vision regularly. And this visualization will help rewire your subconscious mind and boost your confidence. Listen, one of the things that you're going to see as a result of checking these limiting beliefs and behaviors, or beliefs and thoughts, is you're going to see your confidence level go up, and you're going to see yourself taking on things that you normally wouldn't, or you're not going to put off or procrastinate on things. You're going to get shit done. Okay. This one here, challenging your comfort zone. I can't say enough of this, because one of the problems that all of us get in is that we get into a comfort zone. We say, okay, this is the way things are, and I like this, and I'm comfortable here. Push yourself to step outside your comfort zone. Push yourself, challenge yourself, do things that are outside of your normal range of activity, right? Push yourself into thoughts that you normally wouldn't engage in, right? Or subject matter, or even people. I've said this before. I believe that the whole world could be changed if everybody were committed to having lunch or dinner with someone from that is not of their ethnicity, culture, or origin, place of origin, at least once a week. If you do that once a week, I think that this would change the world, because everybody will talk to each other. But that's another subject for another time. Listen, challenge your comfort zone. Get outside your comfort zone. Do things that are challenging for you, things that are not easy. Because the thing is that easy is the path to mediocrity, right? Or yeah, is that mediocrity? Yeah, mediocrity. Let's run with that. So I've been talking about this in my master class. The next step here is self-compassion. And basically, you have to have empathy and compassion for yourself. And empathy just simply says, I see this through the eyes of another, right? And compassion says that, well, I care, I give a fuck, right? So you want to make sure that you are practicing self-empathy and self-compassion. You want to see life through the lens of you. The problem is that a lot of us, in trying to be, taking on this false piety, is that what we do is we basically try to see everything through the lens of others, right? Or walk a mile in others' footsteps, or having concern for others and not having concern for ourselves. You got to take care of yourself first. Self is first. There's nothing wrong with taking care of self first, right? So be kind and understanding toward yourself, especially when you make mistakes or you face setbacks, right? Treat yourself with the same level of compassion and encouragement that you would offer to a friend in a similar situation, right? The next thing is seek support. Listen, you need to. We're built for community. We're built to be together. So you have to have a community of people. One of the things that I'm really grateful for is that I have people in my life that I can reach out to and talk with about the different things that I go through in my life. I have people that I can be totally transparent with, and I'm really glad for that, because the thing is, you need people in your life that know you, KNOW you, and then you also need people who will know you, NO you. In other words, they're going to tell you, oh, Derrick, that ain't the move. Don't do that. Okay, and I have that. So you need to share your limiting thoughts and beliefs with a trusted friend, a family member, or even a therapist, right? Because watch this, limiting beliefs and thoughts are actually a mental health issue. And so if you need professional help, get professional help, right? The next thing, education and learning. You want to challenge your limiting beliefs with knowledge and learning. Sometimes the things that you fear and doubt can be addressed by gaining more information or expertise in that area, right? So lifelong learning will boost your confidence and broaden your perspective. Learn, learn, learn. If you're alive, you're growing. And if you're growing, you're learning, right? So keep on learning, keep on growing. Don't limit yourself to things that, well, I know this and I'm good. No, figure out some things that you don't know, and things that can, by learning it, that'll help you, it'll help you grow, it'll help others around you, right? The next thing, mindfulness and meditation. And if you've been listening to Freeology Friday with Aaron Tomlinson and I for any amount of time, you will hear mindfulness as a theme over and over and over. You have to be mindful. You have to be in the moment. And then meditation is basically becoming aware of your thoughts. It's contemplating what it is you're thinking. And one of the things that you'll learn from meditation is you'll learn how to separate affirming, positive, encouraging thoughts from limiting thoughts. And by meditating on these things that are positive, you will do far more positive things, right? So make sure that you're spending time in the moment. Remember, the only part of the timeline of your life that you have the title deed to is right now. Yesterday is either foreclosed on or sold, and tomorrow's not promised. But right now, you own that. And every next is built with now, right? So that's the next thing. So we want to make sure that we're setting clear goals. Make your goals smart, specific, measurable, attainable, or achievable, realistic, and time bound, right? Smart goals. Make your goals smart and track your goals. Write your goals down and write your progress toward them. Keep a journal. Take notes and track this, because it's not enough to set goals. You have to actually track them and follow them, right? And remember this, that a goal is a dream with a deadline. A goal is a dream with a deadline. See, here's the thing. You can have all the dreams in the world, but if you haven't put any time to them, if you have resources to them, they're just dreams. They're just fantasy. But once you actually assign time and resources to them and you actually make them smart, guess what? They are easily translated into reality. The next thing, surround yourself with positivity. I can't tell you how important this is. If the people who are around you are constantly talking negative, if the people who are around you are always putting you down, if the people who are around you don't invest in your dreams, if they aren't with you, they are against you. Right? And it's just that simple. You need to make sure that you're surrounding yourself with the kinds of people who are going to lift you up and push you forward. Right? Don't let others derail your dreams. Limiting beliefs and thoughts are often fostered, catalyzed, and in other ways made possible by the people around you. If they have limiting beliefs, guess what? You probably will too, because you are the average of the 5 people you spend the most time with. And what's going to happen is that, let's say you have 5 people, 2 of them are doing better than you, 2 of them not doing as well as you. You're right there in the middle. That's you. Okay. So I already talked about keeping a journal. Write it down, 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 write it down. If you don't write it down, listen, if you're like me, and here's the thing, I have a really, really good memory, but I have a lot of things that I manage, right? A lot of things that I have to keep into consideration in my life. And so I simply don't have time to, to deal with all of these different things. I have to write things down just so that I can remember, right? And also to be able to track it. Because here's the thing, you might remember something and you'll say, oh, okay, so you don't write it down. And 3 months from now you say, oh yeah, I meant to do that, right? Or that was something that that was on my list, but you didn't write it down. So now it's not realistic. It's not time bound, right? You haven't given any resources to it. So make sure that you're journaling. Make sure that you're writing things down. And here's the thing, it's great if you can journal daily. It's even better if you can journal multiple times a day. But even if you're only journaling once a week, that's a start. And that's the big thing. Whenever you're trying to do something, the journey of 1,000 miles begins with a single step. Okay, so make sure that you at least get started. And we talked about professional help. Listen, Limiting thoughts and beliefs are a mental health issue. And there are some things that if it's small, if it's manageable, you can handle it. But if it's something bigger than what you can do, and to your own self be true, right? If you know that this is something that's bigger than you, get help. Get professional help. Get a therapist, get a counselor, get a coach, somebody who can help you provide strategies and techniques that are tailored specifically to your unique needs and challenges. Okay. So the last thing, persistence. Persistence. You have to stay with it. Keep at it. Don't give up. One of the things about limiting thoughts and beliefs is that one of the biggest limiting thoughts and beliefs, or thoughts or beliefs, is just giving up. I tried and it didn't work. Well, your victory could be on the other side of your next effort. Maybe it's on the other side of the next 10 efforts. You don't know. But the catch is always, always, always stay faithful to what it is that you're doing. Stay faithful to your plan. Stay faithful to your positive affirmations. Stay faithful to the people in your life that are pouring positivity into you. Stay faithful. Stay consistent. Stay persistent. Stay patient. So, by actively challenging and replacing all of these limiting thoughts and beliefs with empowering ones, listen, you can break free from all your self imposed constraints and unlock your true potential. And this journey toward greater self belief and confidence is a vital step in creating a more fulfilling and successful life. And that's what I have for you today. Don't forget the masterclass on self, which is all about me, which is really all about you. Every Wednesday, 7 o'clock Eastern time. I'll put out the Zoom link and it'll be in the chat. You can join in on that. It's been good. The number of people that have been participating has been growing. I'm really excited about it. And then also make sure that you're checking out Freeology Friday every Friday night at 7 o'clock. Aaron and I, we were out Friday because there was a personal issue, but we'll be back next Friday, and we're excited about being there. And if as always, if you have any questions, comments, or anything like that, feel free to email me. Let me put my email in the chat here. So feel free to email me. And if you have any other comments, questions, or anything, just put them in the chat, and I promise you that I will get to them quickly. So thank you for spending this time with me today. Thank you for coming to my TED Talk. Thank you for growing in real time with me. And until the next time, be happy, be well, be filled with peace.